Outside Ideas is a South Australian contracting company established in 2003. They've built up a really solid operation, but now want to land some big work in new territory. To help them get their pitch across the line, sales expert Kieran McGuigan dropped by to share his approach.
So Aaron, tell me about your business and how you got started.
Outside Ideas is a commercial landscaping company. I started it when I was 19 in 2003. We started off just doing people's backyards, and in 2006 we won our first commercial project, which was a McDonald's store. Realised that's where we wanted to go. Things have developed since then. We've got 70 staff in South Australia and 12 in Victoria. That's an area that we're really trying to grow at the moment.
Have you spent much time thinking about what it is that you've done and the processes in terms of your business in South Australia that have made it successful that you can use to replicate?
As simple as get on site, do a really good job of it, build up a relationship with that builder, people would see us around, and things grew from there. We're doing that in Victoria at the moment, but it's just a lot slower. We don't have as many contacts with builders.
Can you tell me about your sales strategy?
We don't have a strict sales strategy. In South Australia now, it's the builders that are contacting us well before we hear about the project, so we don't chase work as much in South Australia. We're asked to tender projects. In Victoria, we're still begging builders to let us price up work for them.
One of the toughest things if you put it into a sales context is, if there isn't a job, how do I start a conversation with John Smith at Company X? Well, one of the easiest ways to do that is to add value. Rather than selling something, if you can make contact and give them something in terms of advice or strategy or some sort of technique which can help them in their landscaping project without any sort of expectation in return on your part, then the law of reciprocity kicks in and you've built a bridge to contact them when a job does come up. And that can add a lot of confidence in terms of your next communication strategy. Sales isn't an ugly word. If you think about professional selling, is really about how do I help my customers make a better buying decision. It's a lot easier to start the conversation in that you're not contacting them to sell them something. I'm contacting you to help you end up with a better project.
After the break, Kieran's tips for nailing that pitch. As contracting company Outside Ideas expand their national footprint, nailing pitches for new business is going to be essential. Let's hear Kieran McGuigan's tips for Aaron Superina and his team.
Have you sat down and thought about what you need to do? Have you put a plan together for Victoria?
Not a formal plan. We're just trying to replicate what we've done in South Australia.
You need to really define who is responsible for sales and business development and make them understand that speaking to prospective customers or having conversations is part of our plan. And those are things that we can measure on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis.
We've worked out who we want to target, and it's just, for us, it's a matter of getting through to them by not being the cheapest quote, but being given the opportunity to work for them.
Look, I'm delighted you said that, because everybody out there can go out and win business simply by buying it or being the cheapest person in the room. We need to do the relationship building. We need to establish those contacts long before it gets to a quote or an RFP type stage. So you need to have a CRM, a customer relationship management piece of software, if you haven't already, sitting in your system that has the company, their names, their details. Every time you interact with them, someone adds a little note about that conversation. And then you can build a contact management strategy, what we call key account targeting. So you're targeting the right person with the right message in the right way so that you've created a foundation for success when the job does come up.
Thank you very much.
So, Kieran's tips there. Define who's responsible for sales and business development and measure their work. So important. Put customer relationship management software in place and build a contact management strategy. Concise, actionable advice as always from Kieran there. Now don't forget, if you'd like to watch this or any other segment again, you're all online, kbbtv.com.au.